Hello Sagittarius, I'm here to do your new moon oracle reading for the new moon in Libra for September 2022. This will be highlighting your 11th house of groups, friends, social awareness, your hopes and wishes for the future. It also goes to why can't I say that word? Humanitarianism. Okay. Like I'm seeing it in my head, the word, and then it's like jumbling in my mouth. Sorry about that. Okay, so oracle reading, we're using the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Barn Reed as usual, and we're going to clarify with the Crow Tarot today. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to subscribers and to anyone new to my channel. Whether you're subscribed or new, I'll just explain to you guys as far as like my absence, how long I've been away. I am a reader that is called in and out of this work. It is one of my gifts, but it's not something that it's remains something that fills my life or is meant to fill my life at a constant. As I have other things that take up my life, and I have purpose of in as well. So this is more so something I come back to as a hobby. In the past, I did make money from my older channel, but I did delete it, and but I did maintain a lot of, personal clients. Unfortunately, now I am not taking new clients as far as reading goes, but I do like to come back here every once in a while, and it seems to be a pattern I'm noticing that the fall, like once it comes into fall and winter, there's more activity, or I've like something has freed up for me to focus on this again, and do this for those of you seeking clarity, confirmation, forewarning, or encouragement. I do still like to be of service in that way. But just a little note as well, though, I know that the YouTube has become oversaturated with people who have watched a lot of people from the beginning and learned through osmosis, or just whatever, just watching it, have turned it into what they would deem as their careers. So they're definitely, pushing out the drug that everyone's feeding for readings on a constant basis, but it can be unhealthy. So I like for you guys to just know that it's something that's once in a while, and also too, I feel like that's the reason why now I'm kind of pulled in and out of it, because of the oversaturation, but also because like sometimes it's like my messages can go long term, or they're more so designed in a way to help you kind of process something so that you get it, and then you can take it and apply it to your life. And like another reading is not necessarily needed. So enough rambling, Sagittarius. At the end, I'm going to pull a Moonology card. So let's get into this. Recent past, ghost lands, and the death card. So Sagittarius, this is telling me that in your recent past and in this house, there has definitely been a time that there has been an ending with a group. What once was is no longer. There are memories in this place, in this ghost land, but there's also this sense that it's the time has passed, and this, with this death energy, there's definitely this sense of loss over a social group. And for some of you, it may have to do with like your wishes and your hopes and dreams for the future as well. You might have realized that maybe there are some dreams or things that have died in your life, or in your path, in your past, or just in other ways. There's some social group that you're no longer a part of, or that has dispersed entirely. So there has been some ending with in this house for you, with when it comes to groups and people that you interact with in the recent past. Your present point of advantage: heal the ouch in the moon. So some of you are feeling, some of you are having some emotions. You're going through the cycle of feeling pain over the loss of the change. Some of it could have just not been, well, end, death is an end. It is a transformation. It is like something is not going to be what it once was, you know. It's so something's not the way, if even if it didn't end, it's not the way it used to be. There's something here where it's not the way it used to be, even if your social group hasn't changed, because for some of you it may not be, it may not have, but in the present point there's this healing that needs to be done emotionally for you. I feel with the moon energy, and also with the moon energy there's some uncertainty, and because of that pain and loss of a group, there's a feeling of uncertainty of your path ahead, or what your social group is, or even what, you know, knowing what your plans for the future are, what your friends, you know, who your friends are. There, that could also be something here where you're healing, but uncertain of your connections, uncertain of your circle even. You can maybe go through cycles with this, with the moon. But some of you as well could just be taking that time to heal and being a bit mysterious yourself. Not really. I would say as well too, this could have been something too that had to do with the internet, like there was an internet group or something like this, and it dispersed, or it ended, or it changed. And so, and as a result, for some of you, you know, you shared your social media and stuff in the past, you might be going private, or you've blocked people, or you're just not as active. You're being kind of mysterious in the internet space, so that, you know, others can't really catch up with you, or keep up with you that way. And that could be your way of like self-care and healing as well, kind of staying away from the internet and updating your life, or looking at what everyone else is doing with theirs at the moment. You're just kind of in this mode where you're quiet and keeping to yourself, mainly to heal. So what we have for your challenge or resistance is movement with the Ten of Cups. So family, a move, okay, so there could be literally a family that has moved. You perhaps, maybe it could be you that has changed location, and that could also be what's going on here. So for some of you, yeah, you may have just uprooted yourself, and that alone has changed your friend group. And I'm also kind of picking up on someone who does like to attend church, so that could be something here where you're now seeking another and even if you didn't move, maybe some of you just ended an association with for another reason. And so there, and if it's not you that's moved, maybe it's another group or family that has moved away. So some of you, there's this sense of like holding on to happiness too, as you are in movement, and what your long-term happiness looks like, and taking the big step towards that. That's your challenge. Like maybe some of you have needed to step out of where you've been, and, you know, need to make a leap forward, because again, this is their challenge and resistance. So if some of you are resisting a movement, you know, you could be missing out on some long-term happiness. So that could be what the challenge is here: long-term happiness, or maintaining friendships with or groups that last, or are long lasting, like, or that feel like family to you. It might be becoming increasingly difficult to establish those types of bonds that feel like family to you. So that's for some of you. I feel like I might come back with some of that as I go into the next row. It's usually how these work. So moving on into your unexpected help, we have Spark with the Ace of Wands, and I feel like these have very similar energies. Spark is definitely that igniting in your belly, that gets you to express yourself, express your feelings, your heart, your love. This person's playing a violin. It's a spark of music. It's a spark of love, that inspiration, and that as well too is the Ace of Wands, which is that spark of creativity and expression and a new beginning, a new path, a passionate new beginning opening up for you. So some of you just may meet and spark up a new group, and it could be something that you lead. It could be something that you start and you feel like maybe you can start it and start it with and implement guidelines and rules for this new group on your own, and how it could work for you. Now for others of you, it could just be a spark of a meeting with it could be a new person, just one other person where you inspire each other. But either way, I feel like your spark is returning, and if for some of you it could be an independent thing outside of a group. Maybe it's a sense like maybe for some of you in your past, you've always found your fulfillment within groups, and now you could be, or spirit could be calling you to elevate from that and find that happiness within you more so, or your fulfillment within you, where you can take a step away from that group and still hold on to that feeling of fulfillment, not feel like you're missing anything. So there's some spark of inspiration and creativity returning to you guys. I'm also getting like new plans, new hopes, and new dreams for your future planning. And I'm also getting, for some of you, this is a spark of inspiration on what to do as far as utilizing technology. What we have for your advice, it is come together, and then the Three of Swords. So I'm getting with this, as you do come together, meet new people, and for some of you it is a new people, or it is a new group. There's something here about brutal honesty. There's something here about displaying the truth even if it hurts. Communicating the truth even if it hurts. It hurts you or may hurt the other person. Especially, I'm kind of getting, yeah, because I feel like the thing about with the Three of Swords, once you see it, or once it is shown up, there is, or the pain is released, then healing can begin. I also liken the Three of Swords to the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, or any type of Trinity you would kind of put together as a power that changes things in the way that and also kind of like with the Two of Swords, it's like indecision because of two sides that could be, you're not really sure. But then the third is the enlightenment sword, that is that sword of truth. So it's kind of like, be honest with people about that, they maybe your pain and your hurt, when they do that, like don't hold back. If I feel like that's something that is like, it's like, express your pain to those of you who you come together with. You might bond over things with a group that has, now I'm feeling like some of you are getting into some type of support group for like a specific group, and this is just an example. Those of you who maybe have gone through a divorce, maybe a group of women, divorced women or divorced men, you're coming together and creating a support system for yourselves, but you're bonding through pain, you're bonding through your hurt. It's like being open and honest with a group of people, and not so much worried about like everything looking perfect or being perfect on the outside, and holding all your pain on the inside. This is kind of like, release that, let it go as you're opening up. Like, be honest about your pain and your struggles. Just be truthful and be decisive about when you come together. There's an intention here with this Three of Swords. So in the way that you communicate. So what we have for where things are headed, and should you follow this course, details, Knight of Pentacles. And these are another two cards that I feel are very kind of similar in their energy. It's a slowdown. It's a slowdown to dot your I's, cross your T's, and make sure that everything is right before moving forward. So taking your time and taking notes. Like, I'm also kind of getting, like, for some of you, when you're meeting a new group of people, or you're trying to form a group, and it's like kind of keeping a log or note of the things that people say, or the actions that they take, and just being very meticulous about taking your time as you're going in this journey, and not jumping into a new friend group, but kind of taking your time with it. And also, the details is it's getting clarity, and having clarity. So I feel like something's kind of like, it's like a slowdown, but it's a necessary slowdown to kind of outline something, especially if you're trying to start something new, plan something new. It's like, then it's time to outline it. Now, I don't know why I'm picking up something else with this, especially being under this energy here. Come together. Why am I also getting, like, forgive but don't forget? Because I do feel for some of you could have been healing the ouch. There could have been some type of pain inflicted. It could go either way. For some of you, it's the advice is to heal the old wound, but again, forgive but don't forget. And then, for some of you with the spark, there could be someone who comes to you with an idea to move forward. But what you do with that idea is take it, slow down, and kind of turn it into. Some of you are going to take a dream and put it into practical use. Taking a dream and put it into practical use. Okay, let's get your moon card and see what message we have for the moon for you guys. I'm also kind of getting a group of people that you have, like, there's almost some type of application to, or that you would have to apply to. And for some of you, it's kind of taking your time. And if this is about, like, a church home or something like this, if you're a person who goes to church, I feel like, you might have that spark of inspiration to go and do. Again, forgive, but don't forget. Be honest about your pain. And if you're going to be going around before you commit to... Now, the Knight of Pentacles is one of those cards that's looking for the long term. They're taking their time. But take your time and definitely do your research on any groups and churches or organizations that are coming about. If you're visiting, like, visit, but, definitely take notes and compare, and especially pay attention to how you felt. And how you felt when you walked into that atmosphere, that group, that room. Yeah, it's something about acknowledging your pain. That's really important. Acknowledge your pain. Okay, moving on. This is your moon card. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. So we just had that I feel it was a very powerful full moon in Pisces on September 9th, and now we're going into this new moon in Libra. I'm recording this in between. So for some of you, that this was around the time that it kind of happened, where this change and where this pain has surfaced, or even how this spark. But I'm getting this more future, or could have been around the time that there was some ending that happened. But then you still may be feeling the effects of that September 9th full moon for some time. Full moons and new moons, they can have long-term effects as far as when things unfold for you. So these readings, it's just not for this short period of time. It's the start of it, but you know, it can go on for quite a while. So full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, you know, Ace of Wands, very spiritual card, Spark, very spiritual card. Balance it with practicality. This is the practical energy. So I feel like some of you are going to be going into that moving forward. So I hope it was helpful for you. Again, this is a general reading. So and again, with this fall season, I do plan to be back here. I've slowed down a lot of my traveling and other activity that I do, and I would love and enjoy to continue to come back and fill this channel with some, hopefully some insight, and just giving food for thought or clarity, confirmation for those of you dealing with smoke and mirrors in your life. Thanks again for watching, Sagittarius, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.